Is drinking raw milk safe like RFK Jr. suggests? Can you reduce a glucose spike if you eat your food in, quote-unquote, the right order? I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp. I host a nutrition myth-busting podcast called Bite Back with Abby Sharp. And those are just some of the questions I tackle with qualified experts on my show. There is so much food misinformation and disinformation out there, and it can feel impossible to know what's real and what's BS. On Bite Back, my goal is to help listeners create a pleasurable relationship with food, their body, and themselves, which in my opinion is the fundamental secret to good health. Listen to Bite Back wherever you get your podcasts.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
I'll tell you what, I got to start with this story. I've been waiting all morning to tell you this because it happened to me yesterday. One of your boys, Tommy, has got his own little social media thing happening, testing out colognes and fragrances.
Yeah, him and a buddy do it all the time, yes.
And here's the best part. So I get home from a family function, and I'm on my phone for half a second, and all of a sudden this thing pops up. It says, Tom Aubrey's live.
Live.
And I'm going, what? Live. So I hit live.
You jumped in.
I hit live.
Did he recognize that you had jumped in?
Here's the best part. There's, I'm right in at the beginning of this thing, and there's him and a buddy. I don't know the buddy's name. I'm sorry.
Hudson.
And they start talking about these colognes, and I'm going, these guys are good. But here's the thing. I don't realize they can see that I'm in on this live thing, and all of a sudden, hey, Joey, hello. He works with my dad. I've made it. 35 years. I got a name mention on a live chat, and he goes, he works with my dad. I just wrote. Yeah. I wrote.
Did you comment?
I did. I said, yes. Good stuff, guys. Have fun. And then I left the chat because it wasn't a cologne I was interested in. But I thought it was just great that these guys are sitting there on a Sunday creating some social media content. And I got a name recognition. And then the best part was he endorsed it with, he works with my dad. So the rest of the public knew.
I jump in there all the time and comment. And
I didn't know they did live before.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. And then what's even better is while they're doing the live, like two more of their buddies will jump in who have nothing to do with the cologne conversation and just start talking to them about other stuff.
So
like
they're
guys
derailing it.
Oh, yeah, guys they play hockey with. Oh, here, let this guy in and let that guy in. And you pop on the live video. There's like four of them sitting there having a conversation. It's not even about colognes anymore.
I wanted to make a donation for them to because they trade for cologne. They get used colognes, right? And then they buy.
I can't tell you. It'll be a Saturday afternoon. I'm like, where's Tom? And my oldest boy, Jack, will say, he went to meet one of my buddies to do a trade for a cologne. It's like it looks like a drug deal in the middle of a football field, but no, they're just trading colognes. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing at that age that cologne is still that popular.
I'm going to tell them the next time you're in there, Joe, to add Joe so that you jump in the video with him.
I didn't. Yeah, I guess I could have. I had to hit a button. Next time I'm going to jump in.
Some sage advice on the various
from
colognes.
the 80s on all the colognes I wore. He might even have some on his shelf.
I told him to do mine. He's reviewed my Escape cologne.
And how did it go?
Not great. He didn't love it. It's too old. It's too old-fashioned.
Okay. I think I got to figure out what I got at home. Kelvin, I think, right now.
I keep bugging them to do Aqua Velva as well.
Can they even buy some of that stuff?
You know what? I should pick it up and have them do it. And then
you know what I was going to get them? One of those starter kits, like they give you the samplers, about 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, he's got.
Well, yeah, but then I see the bottles he has. He's got the legit samplers as if he was at Hudson Bay and cleaned them out before they shut down. You know, the old cologne counter?
That's what it looks like.
Those feel samplers.
He's got tons.
He doesn't want those little minis that you can travel with. He wants the full deal.
The full bottles. Well, look, I'm sure he's honored that you jumped in there, Joe.
Well, no one was more honored than me. I got a name mention.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Good morning, Philly and Joe. Santi Beaver here. Just calling to say I want to wish everybody a very, very happy and safe Pride weekend. I want to say happy and safe, beautiful messages to all the 2SL LGBTQIA++ people that we have here in our lovely province of Manitoba. I also want to say thank you to all of the allies of the 2S LGBTQIA++ community. Everybody needs you. Even those who don't believe, they need you. We need to close the gap, and we need to accelerate acceptance. Good luck and be safe, my friends. Love you, Winnipeg. Bye from Auntie Beaver for now.
Can I just say, Auntie Beaver, you are a beacon of acceptance, as you mentioned in your call, and support and inclusion. We love you. You keep calling.
I understand that half of the money raised from this weekend actually will be used for First Nations that have had to evacuate because of the wildfires.
Great idea.
So
Love
it's
it.
good to see Manitoba come together, and a lot of money coming in to support that cause as well, because these fires are still raging. So
Definitely. Okay, on to some stuff from the streets of Winnipeg, specifically merging, construction.
So on the whole construction thing about merging, if you're in the left lane after there is a sign that says no passing and you're trying to sneak in, I will 100% block you till the end of time. But if it is a zipper merge, go ahead and use that left lane or the right lane, depending upon where the zipper is. Use the zipper right, but totally agree. If it is a no passing zone, don't be a dick and try to pass all the traffic.
Okay, fair enough.
I had this classic happen to me. Speaking of passing, we were right in the middle of the intersection of Grant and Kenniston. And this gentleman in the left lane decided that right in the middle of the intersection, he would cross over to the right lane to get in. And then decided, after getting a honk, to give me the finger, because I was to blame.
Joe, I mean, yeah, that's the right move. When in doubt, give Joe the finger.
Well, it was like, here's a honk, you dildo. Like, that's a bad move. Like, it's a dangerous move. You're in an intersection. You're not supposed to. There's a solid line going in.
But it's your fault.
It's
I
my fault.
love when people do
Because
that.
I happen to be there at the same time he was. Okay.
Okay, moving along here.
Hey, guys. It just makes me laugh. You know, everybody complains about how cold it is in the wintertime and how they can't wait for summer. Yet then why is everybody on a day when it's plus 30 out driving around with their windows up and the air conditioning cranked? Roll those windows down, crank the music,
Nope.
and sing along and have some car karaoke to the silky smooth sounds of 92 City FM, people. Enjoy the summer, because it doesn't last long. Have a great one, everybody. Stay safe.
Mm-hmm. I use the air conditioning. Sorry, man. It's been sticky.
You're not good in the humidity.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'll be sticking to those seats if I don't use the AC. Hey, the tunes are cranked.
Yeah.
But the AC is being used a lot right now.
You got to
sure.
crank the tunes even louder with the window down.
No, with the
Sometimes.
windows down. Yes,
Yeah, you
because
got
it
a little bit of
doesn't
noise.
doesn't hotbox you. Well, that's something different. Okay, the hooligan's back with another call here. Great to have him back.
On Murray Avenue, which is in Riverbend, that links McPhillips to May Street. So as you approach McPhillips, this is going on for years now. I don't know, maybe 40 yards from the light. There's always like a dip. I wouldn't say a pothole, but it was uneven. And they came back two times, I believe, to try and fix it. And now they came, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Now it's a lawn trap. I swear to you. Because it's 70 down here, and the lights, they're not very long. So I gave her, I went airborne. Like, I don't understand how when you're going to fix something and you make it worse. Like, it's like a launch pad. Like, you have the equipment to tamper it down, make it level, but no. Let's make, like, a big speed bump.
Mm-hmm. Like the Dukes of Hazzard now, getting air.
I hate to tell Hooligan this, but I'm hearing they're going to turn it into a skateboard park. Close it down.
Right up the hooligan's alley, man. Okay, Dennis the Menace wants to reply to something Vinny said last week about Vinny likes the Oilers, right? I would have to say they're his second favorite team, and he was, why can't the Jets be more like the Oilers? The Jets need to blow it up and replace all their players except for like Scheifele. And I knew that would get some reaction.
Good morning, Philly and Joe. It's Friday. Was just listening to the Bone Phone, and Vinny's comments about the Jets need to more or less blow it up. Vinny, you have officially lost everything in terms of Dr. Hockey. You are the doctor of nothing. Definitely not hockey. You might be good at other stuff.
He is.
Your prognostications for hockey, not even close. You failed miserably. On that note, let's go Bombers. It's their season. Let's take home the Grey Cup this year. Let's go Bombers!
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're going to be fresh as daisies going in a week, too, the Bombers.
Bye week.
Bye week, week one.
What the hell?
And listen, Vinny knew he was going to create a bit of a storm with his comments about the Oilers. He jumped on that bandwagon last year around playoff time with the Oilers and seems to have been doing it now. But Vinny can handle his own.
Oh, yeah, he'll be back with a call to reply to that. The doctor of nothing. He is. And hey, to jump on what Dennis said, I'm sure he's good at some things. Yes, you know what he's really good at is requesting bangers. He's got good taste in music.
Knowledge.
Sure does.
Top notch.
Okay, we'll wrap with guilty.
The P and the J. Looking for the G. Hey, listen, we got to go golfing.
Oh,
Joe, you got to get those sutures all healed up, and we got to go effing golfing. Let's do it. I got a tourney for you guys if you're interested. Just saying. It's in August. It's in your neck of the woods.
I just donated a prize to that tournament for guilty.
You
I just saw him. I just saw him 2 days ago.
He needs you to heal up, Joe.
The Philly and Joe podcast.
When does the Stanley Cup final start?
Not till Wednesday. Let me run this down for you on the calendar if you're a sports fan. Wednesday, it's NHL action in Edmonton.
Even my dad, 85 years old, having some health issues, says to me yesterday when I'm over there, when the hell is like the Stanley Cup final starting again? Sitting in his lazy boy there, and he was, what? Why are they taking such a break? And who isn't saying that?
I'll tell you, it's that bad, right? If you're a sports fan, you had the jitters, the hands were shaking on the weekend. I mean, even basketball. There was no basketball yesterday. Basketball starts Thursday. They're in Oklahoma City, against Indiana. I think there's like 4 Canadians or something in the final.
Yeah, the Pacers.
Between both teams.
Well, the best player, arguably the face of the game right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on Oklahoma City, a Canadian boy.
Yeah. I mean, you know how bad it is in sports when Josh Allen, his wedding gets covered on the NFL Network.
And that's all over the place.
Live. But no, and the Bombers have the bye this week. We've been joking about that. Week 1, bye week for the Bombers. But
Weird.
the CFL starts up on Thursday night as well.
That's a big opening week, you know? And I mean, if anybody can handle it, not having a game in the opening week, it's the Bombers because our fan base. And
I just don't understand with 9 teams how the hell that has to happen. 3 times? I think they get 3 buys in a season. Like
just a weird number of teams, right?
Yeah,
I guess,
but just eliminate 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know they want the revenue, but it's not a Bomber thing. It's a Canadian Football League thing. But
right, yeah,
Grey Cup here at home, so a lot of people are amped up about the season ahead. I think the CFL will be fun. There's some parity in this league now too. So
and lots of Sea Bears and lots of Gold Eyes.
Yeah,
and, but yes, the Stanley Cup final. I just for the life of me don't understand. I guess the one argument they would have is that the conference finals wrapped up sooner than expected.
Well, yeah, but the funny thing is that means the NHL, the Stanley Cup final wouldn't have started till probably Saturday, and they were talking about how got to be excited. It's moving up. It's still Wednesday. That's, I guess, almost a 7-day. When was the last game?
Man,
Thursday
it
last
was
week?
last week.
So, I mean, hey, listen, the weather, the temperatures have been good. I shouldn't be inside watching hockey anyway, but still, I miss it.
I'm getting yard work done.
I'm looking forward to this Stanley Cup final.
I'm getting yard work done.
Yes.
I'm all over it, man. I'm telling you what, there's lots of people out doing things yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
In the smoke. Like yesterday, you could really feel it.
Sure, and this morning, you're going to smell that immediately when you
Saturday
get up.
Wasn't bad, but the last,
And there are index warnings out there. If you have, like, if you're, what is it, the elderly and the young, like, be real careful about that.
Yeah, you're good reminder. So the smoke, by the way, I'm looking ahead. I mean, they've even got smoke in the forecast right through till tomorrow. And a lot of it is because these winds are blowing in from the northwest here, right? Wind's got everything to do with this smoke.
Right here is key. People are, and this is for us, Joe, people are advised to avoid strenuous activities outdoors, especially children and the elderly. So the thing is you and I had lots of strenuous activities planned outdoors, so we need to take note of it.
And I got one card that you don't, my friend. I still have the hernia card. I haven't gotten permission from my surgeon to do anything. I can't lift more than 10 pounds.
I want to get hernia surgery. Come on.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
I see you eyeing this up all morning, Mr. Aiello, and you keep those formidable mitts off my canned meat that Mike Nolan brought me. Mike Nolan.
Love Mike.
He's a beauty, longtime listener of the show. I was on location at Jacuzzi Hot Tubs of Manitoba. In the parking lot of St. Vital Center. It's our parking lot sale. I was there on Friday afternoon. It was hot, by the way. I was spending a lot of time putting sunscreen on. You would have been proud of me, Joe. Putting that spray can, the aerosol.
There was a fog over St. Vital.
Yeah, it wasn't
the smoke.
It wasn't the smoke from forest fires. It was the smoke from that aerosol can of Sunblock 50 that I kept spraying on. But Mike came by and brought me a can of Hereford corned beef in a can, product of Brazil. Marvelous looking can. Even old school, that little key.
Oh, the key.
Attached to the side. So you don't have to use a can opener.
I think you could build some IKEA furniture with that key too. Once you're done with the Hereford,
you're damn right.
I can't do it. You know me, I'm pretty picky on what I eat.
You won't try. Like, what if here's what I'm thinking.
It won't.
So bring in a pan. We've got this and an element here to work. And I was gonna make it my idea was like a grilled cheese, and then fry some of this up. Throw it on the grilled cheese, maybe some sautéed onions.
No.
A tomato for you.
I'm sure it would be great, but it's just because I'm a picky eater and I'm not eating meat out of a can. Once it's in my head, I can't, you know what I'm saying? When I've made something up in my head, like sometimes we'll go out for dinner with people and they'll say, well, have you ever tried it? No, I have not. And,
nope.
And it's because...
I don't intend on trying it.
No, I won't, because if my head's telling me that I'm not going to like it, then it's already made up my mind. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I got it.
So I apologize because a lot of people... Look, we're getting a lot. I just eat it right out of the can. You're getting a lot of that.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Okay. What if
slice it? Somebody said too.
Well, yeah, you're going to slice it up.
Yeah, I can't do it.
If I read you the ingredients, okay, listen. Ingredients: cooked beef, water, salt, sugar, and sodium nitrate. Does that help?
No, it's not really helping.
It's cooked beef from Brazil.
Sugar. What kind of sugars are in there?
No idea.
I'm a little surprised.
It just says sugar.
Okay, just to sweeten it up a bit. The corned beef.
The corned beef in a can. I think
it's very popular, though. We found that out when it came up in conversation. That Hereford's a big name.
It is. Yeah, like Mike, I give Mike Nolan credit. He didn't roll in with a cheap can of canned meat. He rolled in with the Hereford, the really good stuff as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know why. I'll eat tuna out of a can, like a tuna sandwich, but
not meat. Oh, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Okay, I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Well,
don't
listen.
Pronounce the other E. Okay.
There's a good chance I'm never going to have to pronounce it again because I'll never eat it. But
I'm accepting your recipes because I'm going to eat it. I'm just deciding how. So I have that grilled cheese idea.
Yes.
And I'm going to make some video of myself making it at home.
Please do.
And then, but not here at the office. You're saying you don't want this.
Well, I don't think it'll smell up too much. Like that part's not the bothersome part. It's just not a thing that I can do.
762.
You know how picky I am.
Great as breakfast with breakfast side with eggs and stuffing.
Yeah.
This guy grew up in the UK. Mashed potatoes, baked beans, and a few slices of that was supper. See, that's what I want. I want the recipes, how to make this.
There's enough in that can for you and your boys on a hockey night.
My oldest isn't touching this stuff.
Well, your oldest is
youngest.
a smart kid. The youngest one, like he's a bulldozer like you when it comes to food. I've seen that.
He's a seagull. He'll eat out of the garbage. And when I make canned meat, he'll be eating it right there with me.
For more Philly and Joe, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
So I put it up at the 92.1 City Facebook page looking for recipes for corned beef in a can this morning. Hereford corned beef in a can. Thank you very much, Mike Nolan. Good dude. Dropped it off to I was on location on Friday.
You could have probably just left it in your car and it would have cooked itself on the weekend. It was pretty hot.
They say here, though, for slicing, cool the can thoroughly before opening.
Okay. A lot of people have said you can eat it right out of the can.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You can eat it like an apple.
That's debatable.
As long as you have like a paper towel, because it's going to be greasy, right? You got that liquid that's going to come out and probably some jelly around it. But you could walk around the office like it's an apple, eating it like that.
Why don't you do that? Just open up the can and leave it down as if it was like for a potluck. And then, I swear you should. You got to bring one in for the next potluck around here.
No,
just
bring in
for
like
fun.
6 cans of it and just slice it all up like it's high end.
I tell you what, there's a lot of people that enjoy it.
Yeah,
because they've been texting in on the Boston Pizza text line. But no, well, I guess the ones we've had are basically breakfast type of recipes, right? What they
Mostly.
go with. A couple of dinner ones, like you said.
The mashed potatoes.
Somebody growing up in the UK, that makes sense.
But mostly you're right. Mix it with hash browns and or eggs is what we're getting mostly. So
And we've heard corned beef. You can get that at the odd restaurant on a menu item. Corned beef for breakfast instead of bacon or ham.
I think I'm gonna go the sandwich route though. Like
slice it.
Slice
Do you
it
like
up.
it thick? Slice for a sandwich?
Reasonably. I wouldn't call it too thick. I don't want it too thick. It's got to be, I don't know, would that be like a centimeter, millimeter?
I gotta wonder.
Centimeter.
Because if I go to the deli and buy just corned beef from the deli, I gotta rip off that side fat that they have on there. That
you don't like that?
No, I can't chew on that for a while.
It's a wonderful little surprise in your mouth.
I'm wondering what this is gonna be like.
Hot dog guy. Now, hot dog guy, you're gonna start a fight with Joe with this text message. Joe, he's telling me to put it on pizza.
3 words that you'll never hear me use: corned beef pizza.
Not happening.
Hot dog guy, I love you to death. But there's 2 things I'm not putting on a pizza now. First, 3: anchovies, pineapple, and now I think corned beef.
Come on,
I couldn't do it, but it makes sense. You could
It's
put
a meat.
Everything. Yes,
It's a
everything's
meat.
going on pizza now.
I think there's a lot more than 3 things that you wouldn't put on
Yeah,
pizza.
but
Joe.
those are the 3 that came to mind.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get P&J into more ears.
Hey, Joe, do you have anybody in your world that replies to text messages with KK, like capital K, small k?
KK. Yeah, like
KK.
instead of okay or just K.
Yeah.
I do. I can't tell you who for sure, but there's a few. I got one buddy for sure, and the buddy. This funny thing is he doesn't text a lot, but it's always KK.
KK?
Yeah.
So my wife does it all the time now, and I've never asked her why that she's gone from okie dokie or okay to KK. But I finally, because I wanted to talk about it this morning, I asked her, like, hey, what's up with KK? And she said, she's going to be mad at me for reading her response. But she says, because I think it sounds, no, she says, I think just K, like the letter K, sounds like a brush off.
Okay.
And it also sounds a bit like an a-hole, which is funny because that's what I respond with lots of times. And she says, KK sounds friendly.
KK.
Friendlier.
Well,
than
here's
just
the thing
K.
I always wondered, and maybe just because of an age thing, but okay was 2 letters. It was a word of 4 letters. We got it down to 2 letters, and now the next generation's got it down to 1 letter.
Yeah, that's right.
And now it's back to 2 letters.
Back to
But they're both the same letter.
KK. Now, I see what she's saying. If you say to someone, hey, do you mind doing this for me? And they get back to you with a K, like it does sound like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm not really happy about it.
I think that's more of a relationship tone that it takes. Like, you know what I mean? If it was a buddy saying, hey, can you do this? Okay. you kind of know. But like when you're in a relationship, that K-tone, I don't think KK even maybe will soften that once in a while, depending on what the ask is, right?
Because it immediately comes back with, are you mad?
I'll tell you what is going to get Stacy KKing this week. It's Bon Jovi week.
Oh, wow.
And that's her guy next to you.
Last time we talked about Bon Jovi, it was whether I could take John Bon Jovi in a fight because she loves him so much.
It was close.
And now here we are. Iron Mike didn't check with me on making it a Bon Jovi week. Thank you very much.
It's not Phil Aubrey week, I can tell you that.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
On vacation, men are more likely to do this than women. What are they more likely to do?
Good morning.
Prize pack.
Yeah, no doubt. Good
Hey,
morning.
guys, how's it going?
Hey, Joel. What's up?
Not too much. Miss you guys.
How you doing?
Doing good, Joe. Do you have a doppelganger in this city?
I could.
You know, you do. I had a doctor's appointment on Friday, and there's a guy sitting beside me. He looked exactly like you.
Does he look healthy? Does he look healthy, Joel?
What was he there for? What was he there for?
Whoa.
I was seeing a lung doctor.
Okay.
Oh.
Did you?
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you talk to the guy? Did you were you fooled?
yeah.
Were you like, Joe, how's things?
Well, when I walked in, I went, whoa.
Okay.
He's like, he looks just like Joel.
That's interesting.
My God.
Okay. You got a guess
I
for us,
wasn't
Joel?
there Friday, but
Philly, can you help me?
And by the way, lifelines, you can go Philly or the text line.
yeah.
762-555.
Oh, no, okay, I'll do text line then.
You'll do text line.
Boston Pizza text line is open.
Okay. Not pack enough underwear.
That's number 2.
Oh,
the text line is good. Not packing enough gitch. Men are more likely to do that than women.
Okay. Joel.
Take care, guys. Take care.
Sorry it wasn't actually Joe.
I got to tell you a real quick story. A buddy of mine, I ran into him on the weekend,
Yep.
and his family had to evacuate. So his mom and dad went from Flin Flon over to Saskatchewan to spend some time with their relatives. So, of course, you know, Mama Bear always looks after things, and Papa Bear had to pack his own bag. So they get there to the in-laws in Saskatchewan with his suitcase. And what does he bring? He's got one shirt and like one extra pair of pants or something. So they had to go shopping for him.
Oh,
and
man.
of course, everybody's looking at him going, well, how long did you think we were staying for the weekend?
One shirt.
Anyway,
Oops.
that's guys for you.
That'll teach her to let him pack his own stuff. 780 City, 780-2484. Up for grabs, 3 days Grace and Volbeat tickets. We got a hot air balloon ride. We got GC for Red Top. Go ahead with your guess.
Good morning. I'm going to go with try like a dangerous excursion.
Try a dangerous excursion?
Yeah, like parasailing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, that's good.
Thanks for playing this morning. Hi there. Go ahead with your guess.
Morning. Philly, can you help me out, please?
Sure. Can you read that question again, Joe?
Yeah, men are more likely to do this than women on vacation. Not pack enough underwear was number 2.
Do some work, bring work from the office, open their laptop and return emails.
That's a good answer, but no.
Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you.
No worries.
Very good answer.
Usually somebody in the family will, you know, there are some families who are like, nope. And then there's other people who work wherever they are.
Yeah.
Hi, City.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Can I try the lifeline?
Yeah, would you like the text line or me, Philly?
I like Philly, but I'll try the text line.
Okay, well, I'm glad you like me. I'm not offended. Let's go with the first text I see here. Get a sunburn.
No.
Not a sunburn. All right, man. Take care. 780 City, 780-2484. Good morning.
Good morning.
Maybe turn the radio down just a touch. Thanks. That feedback.
There we go.
Yeah, go ahead with your guess now.
Overspend.
Yes. Spend more on food and drinks. Men are more likely to do that than women on vacation.
Wow.
Women seem to be a little bit more money conscious when they're on vacation, and you're going, I'm blowing off some steam. How about it?
We might as well spend. How many times we get to do things like
I don't
this?
get to go to the buffet line 3 times when I'm at home. I'm doing it now.
So that would be like a non-all-inclusive then, right? Like you're in Vegas or something.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
spend more on food and drinks. Yes, leave behind their passport was number 3, by the way.
I've done that. Hockey
More than
trip.
women.
Left them at the hotel, had to go running back and grab them. What's your name?
Mike.
Mike.
Hold on, Mike.
Congratulations, man.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Learn something new every day on this program, 92.1 City, Philly and Joe. It's 8:40. Somebody mentioned on the text line earlier this morning that K is the rudest possible text response. Just the letter K.
And somebody said that KK kind of just has the meaning of K, cool.
K, cool. Right.
So okay, cool. You'll take care of it.
Because
so that's the tone. It takes out the tone, right?
And that's the reason I asked. The reason this came up is that my wife always responds with capital K, small K.
But she never did before.
Never. This is like in the past few months.
Yeah.
This is new for her, and I just was wondering, and I actually asked her, what's up with the KK, and she said it sounds, more polite, a little softer than just the letter K.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I'm a thumbs up guy. Look, I don't got time in my day to worry about what's rude, what sounds angry, what isn't nice. So don't you think the thumbs up handles all?
I think so. I know when
the
it's
emoji?
the end of a conversation with you. That's usually the one for you right there.
I'm done talking. I understand now. Someone says K is shorthand for F off.
Yeah, pretty much. Some people saying it's the worst. I never realized that till today.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
K period is the worst. Because you're usually going to get, are you mad? Like the second you give a K and enter, is everything okay? Are you mad about this?
100%. I still put okay mostly. An O and a K.
Okay period? No, you got
No period, but just okay.
You got to put
Somebody
an exclamation point or something there.
Well, no.
Okay.
An exclamation mark's pretty much good. You might as well just put the K in a period if you're going to put the exclamation mark. We learned so much on the Boston Pizza text line, I'll tell you that.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
I have something here, Joe, I want to play for you and get your thoughts on it. So, Dave Mustaine, former member of Metallica back in the day, now, of course, frontman for Megadeth, was fired from Metallica in the early 80s. He did an interview recently, Mustaine did, where clearly still not very happy about that entire situation with Metallica.
Right.
Saying they used a bunch of his music, didn't give him credit for it. I also found it interesting that Mustaine said in the interview, well, I got fired for being a heavy drinker, but the whole band was drinking heavy back then. I don't understand why they fired me. And then when the interviewer pressed him a bit, well, why would they fire you when they're all drinking? He goes, well, to be honest, I was a bit of a violent drinker. And I'm like, oh, nobody likes the violent drunk.
And he's quite the deep thinker, too, right?
Yeah.
When you've heard interviews with him, so
he did admit that much. But this is the most interesting part of the interview in my mind, and it's kind of sending a little bit of shockwaves through the music industry, is Mustaine accused Metallica of ripping off Enter Sandman from a band called Excel and a song called Tapping into the Emotional Void. So he just kind of threw it out there. Yeah, Enter Sandman, you need to go listen to this song called Tapping into the Emotional Void and see if you can hear Enter Sandman in that song. So, of course, I had to do it. I had to go find the song and see.
You had to legal up. Right? Find the lawyer.
Find that. Well, I wanted to find the song.
Yeah.
And see, now I'm going to play a little bit of it for you here, Joe, and you tell me if you can hear Enter Sandman. And 762-555, get the text line to weigh in as well.
Oh, boy.
I get going even a little more here.
Pretty obvious here. Or it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I'd say similar, and so did Selkirk Steve on the Boston Pizza text line, and so are quite a few other people. And you do get that every once in a while with songs, and then sometimes there's lawsuits, and sometimes there's not, because it just becomes coincidental. But wow.
Someone says, I think Mustaine is goofy, but he's right here, I think. And a violent drunk, don't forget.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.